Okay, so very firstly, today it's the evening time, and at the same juncture, I would like to express my views over three of the topics. Let me familiarize you with those three of the topics. The very first topic named about the food poisoning. Second one is about the washing hands. Third topic that is completely associated with shortcuts. And very firstly, according to me, shortcuts takes place in every sphere of an individual's life, and we people try to just catch up on the shortcuts instead of catching up on the long way that would be quite much crucial for us, and that would result in the quite good manner, and in one sense the aftermath that would be the pretty awesome one. And moreover, you know what? Today, my elder sister, she used to just ask me about the secret of learning English. As earlier, I was quite weak at English. I didn't know anything regarding English. Even I didn't know the usage of was and were. And so I used to be in a conflict. I was in an imbroglio. I just faced a dilemma for over time. I was in a trauma for over time as I didn't know anything regarding English. And I used to just work hard. I used to work recklessly and rigorously for learning English up to a certain extent. And in addition to, let me just give you a colorful account of how I learned English. I used to read English books on the regular basis, and furthermore, I used to speak English for over 1 year. And due to that fact, now I'm in the position of speaking anything on English. And furthermore, you know what? I used to learn vocabulary on the regular basis. After learning the vocabularies, I used to just use those one for using any phrase or for using any sentence or for doing the conversation with someone. That's the fact. And moreover, today I used to just assure my elder sister by saying this, that you would tend to be able to learn English by just speaking English before others or to others. And furthermore, whenever I go and wherever I go, I just switch over to speak merely English so as to just mold my self esteem up to a certain extent. So, according to me, this is the secret. And on the regular basis, I just switch over to just speak English for at least 20 minutes at any cost, under any circumstance. I just try to just catch up on with this same sort of activity of mine. And according to me, without catching up on this activity, the life that seems to be purposeless and meaningless for me. That's the fact. And in addition to today, I thought that my elder sister, she would be just watching out my video, so she used to just ask me about the secret of learning English. And but later on, I got aware that she was watching out one of the videos of one of the IAS officer, and that IAS officer was speaking in English, and so that motivated and inspired her a lot for learning English. And furthermore, according to me, up to 60% she is good at English, and I got fully motivated by her for learning English. That's the fact. And furthermore, there are thousands of people in my life who inspired me for learning English and for working on the English phrases, English sentences, and English vocabulary as well. English vocabulary, like I used to work on learning English vocabulary on the regular basis. But let it be. Without ruining and devastating any moment of time, let me just aware you of one of the topics. That is about food poisoning. Firstly, according to me, the people who ignored their health completely, so food poison takes place into their stomach. That's the fact. Furthermore, according to me, people, they just try to have those viands which are quite much obnoxious, and which taste is quite much good as well. And furthermore, according to me, people, they shouldn't ruin their health by just having the oily, and even by just having the malicious viands and delicacies, especially junk food items. And furthermore, for just getting a good taste, merely for that purpose, people, they try to have anything. Furthermore, people, they just try to have burger, pizza, even soft drinks as well for just getting a good taste. That's the thing. And according to me, our stomach, that is inappropriate, that is unapt, that is unsuitable for digesting these items, these viands, delicacies. That's the fact. And so according to me, we shouldn't try to just betray and deceive our body by just having those delicacies and desserts which are ungood for our health. And furthermore, according to me, I know one of the instances regarding food poisoning. At once, I was in a hotel, and I went to hotel for having the dosa over there along with my family. And furthermore, I used to order 4 to 5 dosas over there. Thereafter, I used to have pizzas over there. Thereafter, I used to have burgers over there. And at last, eventually, I heaved a sigh of relief as I caught sight at the cold drink, and I just wanted to have that one as well. And thereafter, I thought that I would feel like relaxed, but in vain, as after having the soft drink, you know what, I was unable to walk. I was not on my normal self, and furthermore, I turned unconscious. And in addition to, I felt quite much crestfallen. I sunk in gloom. I was sinking in the abyss of frustration due to having the cold drink, which was ungood for my health. And furthermore, you know what, our digestive system that is unable to just digest the cold drinks or any soft drink like Coca-Cola and Thumbs Up as well. And furthermore, you know what? There is a slight difference between cold drinks and soft drinks. Soft drinks include the Coca Cola and Thumbs Up. On the contrary, according to me, the cold drinks, these include some other sorts of drinks which are quite much catastrophic and dangerous for our health. And I don't know the names of those drinks, but let it be. And furthermore, it has become a focal point of the attention to know about. It has become a matter of serious concern, but let it be. In addition to, you know what, according to me, we shouldn't try to betray ourselves by having those delicacies which are quite much tragic and terrible for ourselves. But let it be. And furthermore, I know well versed that when I was in the hotel, so I used to have more and more delicacies over there, and thereafter food poison used to take place into my stomach. And pretty soon I got hospitalized into the hospital, and the doctors, they charged handsome and hefty amounted from me. And so due to which I was sinking in the abyss of frustration. My heart skipped a beat, my blood went cold, and a sudden fear crept into my heart about losing the precious life. As according to me, life is merely one, and we would not be getting the second life. And so according to me, we shouldn't try to ruin and ravage our life by just doing those things which are ungood for ourselves, and even which are ungood for our body as well. That's the fact. But very secondly, you know what, the America that is just trying the level best to just give the second life to the people, to the dead people. And so with that motto, with this view, America that has been restoring the body of some of the people, and furthermore, that has been freezing the body of the people. And furthermore, that has been just placing the bodies of the people under some of the chemicals, due to which people's body that would not become the stale one, that would not be ruined and vitiated, and that would be the okay and good one like usual before. And furthermore, according to me, this is the good thing for just giving the new life to the people, but this would lead to overpopulation. And since the population that is overpopulated right away, and so according to me, there is no need to get more populated areas. And so according to me, in one sense, this would turn kind of like an ordeal for the people to go through. As firstly, according to me, people, they are just running for just getting the jobs, and they're just running for just getting the good career. And so under these circumstances and scenarios, according to me, how those people, the dead people, when they would become the normal one, the mundane and nondescript one, so how they would behave like, and how they would be getting the employment, and how they would lead a good life like usual before. So these are some of the questions, but let it be. In addition to, you know what, when I got hospitalized, so I got sizable and ample phone calls. And since I was unable to speak, I was completely dumbstruck. So I didn't try to just talk to anyone, but let it be. And furthermore, I learned a great lesson, which was that not try to have any viands, any junk foods and delicacies. That's the fact. And earlier I related any viands like any food item, but all food items, they are not obnoxious in nature. According to me, there are some food items which are quite much good for our body, like wheat and like rice and like some other food items as well. On the contrary, the junk foods, they are not good for our body. Furthermore, according to me, overconsumption that leads to diabetes. None doctor relates this that the wheat that can pose the diabetic related problem, but that's the truth. That's the truth according to me. And if one is the diabetic person, so according to me, one should try to have the wheat and rice in the quite less amount. Even potato, that too leads to diabetes. Very firstly, there are a couple of diabetes. The very first one is insipidus, second one is mellitus. And I read about these a couple of diabetes from a biology book, and when I was in 10th grade, so I read about this one. Let it be. In addition to the second topic, that is about washing hands properly, according to me, people ignore this completely. After catching up on any activity, any physical or any economical, people, they never try to wash out their hands properly. I've observed this quite keenly, thoroughly, and adequately. My dad, after doing any activity, he switches over to wash his hands, but not properly and efficiently and effectively. He just turn on the he just turns on the tap, and thereafter he just takes firstly thereafter he just washes out his hands, and thereafter he just turns off the tap, and thereafter he takes some amount of the Dettol or any product, and thereafter he just gives a light massage to his hands, and after the brief massage he just tries to wash out his hands. But according to me, that is not good, and at least we should try to wash out our hands for a couple of minutes, as that would just ruin and devastate all the germs which are on our palms and on our backhands as well, and that would be the good one. And furthermore, one day I observed my younger brother while he was washing his hands. But the manner in which he was washing out his hands, that was quite malicious and malignant one, as he wasn't giving a good massage to his hands. And even we should try to just wash out our hands for for just having the viands and delicacies. And according to me, after and before catching up on any activity, we should try to wash out our hands. And furthermore, at least for 5 to 6 times per day, we should try to wash out our hands. And I've chosen this topic as I know well versed that 90% of the people of the world, they never try to wash out their hands properly. Even some people, they never try to switch over to just wash out their hands before or after every meal. That's the fact. Furthermore, some people, they are habitual and they're fond of growing their nails up to a certain extent, up to a certain height. As according to me, the nails of the hands, they can grow up to a certain height, but not beyond that height. And furthermore, according to me, the pressure that would take place on the just exact right of the nail, and so according to me, that nail, that would be ruined, and that would be cutted completely. That's the fact. And that would be cutted automatically. But let it be. And I've observed one thing, which is that when my nails, they were growing, so some of the dust particles, they used to get inside my nails, and they used to pose problems. And furthermore, my nails, they used to turn yellowish in color due to having the green veggies on the regular basis. And furthermore, due to that fact, I used to just watch out my nails with disdain. I used to feel disgust with my nails. I used to feel scorn at my nails. And furthermore, with a stroke of genius, I further decided that not to grow nails henceforth. And so now my nails, they are cutted and they are in a good shape. That's the fact. Furthermore, at once I was sitting in the examination hall, and there I caught sight at my neighbor, and she was having long nails, and her index fingernail, that was short. On the contrary, her other fingers' nails, they were large in size, they were stately in size, and so they were completely black in color. Really, it seems to me, it appeared to me completely that she she never tries to just do something with her nails. Even she never tried to just clean up her nails completely on the regular basis. I thought this at its same juncture. Let it be. And furthermore, you know what? I gave a dislike to her, I felt detest with her as she was having that nails with which I feel disgust with. And furthermore, I adore long nails, but they should be completely cleaned up. That's the fact. But let it be. Furthermore, the very third topic, that is about shortcuts. According to me, shortcuts, there are sizable and innumerable and number of shortcuts, and shortcuts takes place in the life of everyone and every day as well. Furthermore, people, they are quite fond of just pursuing the shortcuts instead of pursuing the long cuts. That's the way. That's the thing. And according to me, the way that is the obnoxious one, and we should try to just catch up on the long cuts. That's the fact. If one wanna prosper and flourish in the life, so according to me, one should try to just switch over the long cuts instead of the short cuts. As according to me, long cuts, they are quite much good, as they lends one to a good steed. On the contrary, the shortcuts, they lends one nowhere. That's the fact. And very firstly, according to me, those people who just tries to catch up on the shortcuts, they are nothing now. That's the fact. Even they are unknowledgeable, they are illiterate now, and they are greedy in nature, they are arrogant in nature as well. On the contrary, the people who just switches over to just catch up on the long cuts, they are optimistic in nature, and pretty soon they just gets something good, and even they becomes knowledgeable by the years, as the years passes by. And furthermore, according to me, we should try to just do something which is quite much good for ourselves, and we shouldn't try our level best to just ruin ourselves by just catching up on the shortcuts. That's the fact. And furthermore, all the people, they try the level best to just catch up on the shortcuts instead of long cuts, as shortcuts at the earliest they give the pleasure, but later they give the regretness. On the contrary, the long cuts, they give the hard works at the earliest, and thereafter they give the fun, they give the pleasure at the later time. That's the fact. So this is the massive difference between the shortcuts and the long cuts. And furthermore, you know what? I know well versed that some people, they're completely fond of just catching up on the shortcuts, and so they just takes the side of bribery. Goose. They just switches over to just give bribery to someone for just getting a good career, for getting a good and handsome salary, and for getting a good job as well. And on the contrary, the people who just catch up on the long cuts, they switches over to do the hard works on their own, and they switches over to just get the job on their own and with the help of their own efforts. That's the fact. And the people who just get a job with the help of their own efforts, merely these sorts of people flourishes and prospers in their life. That's the fact. Let it be. Very firstly, you know what, my birthday that is about to take place, that is about to fall on 1st Feb. And one day I just read about 1st Feb on the on one of the magazines, and that magazine was large in size, so I've used on. And very firstly, you know what, that magazine was consisting of sizable and numerous exciting things, even fun related things, and I felt frenzied at the earliest. And furthermore, you know what, very frankly, what I saw that left me dumbstruck, pale in a garden ever, as I just read about 1st Feb. 1st Feb, that is the budget day. We know well versed about that one. And furthermore, quite earlier I read this, that after 50,000 years, one of the one of the things that would take place, and that named Dhoomketu. And furthermore, due to that same sort of thing, the environment, the ambience, that would become pretty awesome one. And even the lightings that would take place during the night time, and the lightings would take place like the noon time. And furthermore, you know what, the the scene, that would be the pretty much good one. And furthermore, you know what, I have been waiting for that day, as firstly my birthday that would fall on that day, and very secondly, that Dhumketu, that too would pass pass from nearly the earth. That's the fact. And but let it be, I don't want to relate anything more regarding this same sort of topic. But you know what? One day my dad, he used to just claim this, that nobody would try to just subscribe my channel, as every time I just try to speak English, and furthermore I just speak English for overtime, for a prolonged period of time and consistently. So due to that fact, nobody would try to just subscribe my channel. And he told me that merely 17 people, they have already subscribed. And thereafter one more member used to subscribe, so I got 18 subscribers. And but right away, correctly, I've got 19 subscribers total. And with which my dad, he is fully unaware, he got unaware. And furthermore, you know what, getting subscribers, that is itself my ideal. That is kind of like an ordeal for me to go through, and that is itself a herculean, arduous and gigantic task for me to go through.